Hey guys, it's Jungle MGTOW, and today I want to talk about why I lost my virginity to a prostitute. These conversations are not to impress people. What MGTOW is for me, it's about helping other men who may be suffering, who may not know exactly what's going on in their life. What can you do to change it? So this isn't a PUA to impress you. And women who want to call me an incel, I don't care about you. This isn't aimed towards you. MGTOW is about changing what's wrong in this society, helping men see different avenues that they can take, and overall becoming a happier person. At the end of this video, if I can relate to one person and he makes a better decision because of this, then that's what I want. I don't care about some feminist who's gonna comment on this video, oh, you hate all women. No, this isn't for you. So I just wanted to make that very clear because this is my first MGTOW video. So, why did I lose my virginity to a prostitute? Well, it's quite a complicated story. So I was raised in a single mother household because in my generation, I'm 28 right now, and growing up, divorce were common. Women would just get bored, They want something better, or they want to find themselves. But for whatever reason, divorce was common when I was growing up. Half the people I knew were raised by single mothers. Now, when you're raised by a single mother, So first of all, it's a bad idea. Studies show it's terrible. The children end up fucked. But understanding your psychological viewpoint right now, you're going to believe what your single mother tells you. If your mom tells you parenting advice, you're going to believe it. And there's many reasons for that. Partly is because it got you to where you are now. You're alive because of your parents. Whether they did a shitty fucking job or not, you're alive right here with a probably okay life because of them. So that is why when your mother gives you bad advice, you will listen to it. You will believe it because you assume it's right and you don't know better. So let's go back to me as a 14-year-old young baby jungle MGTOW and my brother who was about a year younger than me. Well, we were fucking fat. We were physically unattractive, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. At the time, I didn't know that being fat would make me as a man unattractive because my mom told me that it's okay to be fat. Women will like you for who you are. Your looks don't matter. We all know that's bullshit now. Well, not everyone does. Us red pill men, we know that's bullshit. But when you're 14 years old and your parents tell you that, you don't know any better. You don't know what the red pill is, the manosphere. You never fucking heard any of this. So you think it's okay now to be unattractive, and you think at the same time you're still going to get women. And this is where the problem becomes, because you're going to eventually find out that you're not going to get women. No attractive woman will have sex with you. They may be your friend, and you'll be friend zoned, whatever, but you'll never actually have sex. Your penis is not going in any attractive woman's vagina when you're an under 18 fat kid, okay? So it's important to understand this, and you might even see me as being rude, but you have to understand where I'm coming from, because if you believe that, the consequence then is that the reason you're not getting women is because of something else. So by deduction, if it's not your physical looks, it has to be something else. Okay, this is logic, follow along. So if it's not your looks, what else could it be? Is it my personality? Maybe me as a person just isn't good enough. And these are the avenues that you begin looking down. No woman wants me. Okay, maybe my personality's bad. Maybe I gotta try doing this, or be a drug dealer, or try to be a cool guy, or go to parties. Like whatever, you're gonna change who you are, put on this fake bullshit persona to try to get these women, and you're still not. Because that's the thing, if you're physically unattractive and these women can choose thousands of guys who are more attractive than you are, it's just not going to happen. So you have to understand that, okay? And I want to emphasize this a lot because it has a lot to do with the title of this video. So I was 14, then I turned 15, 16, 17. Okay, now I'm 17 and I'm still a virgin. At this age, it starts to become questionable because what are you doing wrong? You're a straight male, your testosterone's flowing, you want to have sex, and you have no religious objections to it. You just simply cannot get it. So now you're grouped into this incel category. You are involuntarily celibate, and you may not know why. And the incel community is quite toxic. It's a good way to cope, but you want to leave that community. But regardless of that, you are not going to see that you're simply just physically unattractive. You are going to become 18 and still a virgin. Nothing changes. 19, same thing. You have not went to the gym. You have not put in any work to improving your physical looks, but you're expecting something to change. You just expect a woman to want to fuck you when you're still a fat piece of shit. A lazy fat piece of shit. But you might not know there's anything wrong with this lifestyle because of what your parents told you. And this is the huge issue that I'm trying to emphasize from this video. Because myself, literally, when I was 19, I was really, really fat. But I didn't know that I was necessarily fat because I looked down at myself. I'm not 500 pounds. I wasn't even 300 pounds. I was 200 pounds. But because you're told that that's okay, you then believe, yeah, this isn't a big deal. I'm only 200 pounds. Fat people are 300, 400 pounds. I'm just normal. But you're not normal. You have to realize you're fat, and that's a biological indicator to females to not be attractive to you. So now 19 comes, and I really don't know what's wrong. Does the depression start making it worse? Do you get suicidal thoughts? Because you as a person now is what's wrong. And when you as a person is what's wrong, you can't change that. You can't. But you never realized that it was because of your looks. It's because you're just fat. And you can go to the gym and change that. You can. And that's the problem. These young men do not realize it's something so simple that they can change. And instead, they're going to waste years, all this emotional effort. You might drop out of university. You're going to drop out of college. You're going to be ostracized by friends. You're going to become depressed. You might even become suicidal. You might turn down drugs. You might start doing coke, smoking crack on the weekends because you never realized what you need to do. So for all young men under 18, I need you to know if you're not able to have sex right now, it's simply because you're not hitting the gym enough. Now, there may be like 0.5% of you who seriously have some medical condition. You may have cerebral palsy. You may have something that will actually hinder you. And that's fair. I'm not saying no. But for almost every other guy in this position, it's something you can change. Something that only within like a few months you can drastically change. And that's the funny thing. You can graduate like your elementary school, go into high school the next year, looking fucking buff as fuck and having all these random girls from other schools sucking your dick. Like these changes are super easy to make. And I really want you young men to understand that, because you also hear women want money, women need resources. But that doesn't apply when you're young. When you're 18, no woman needs your money. Like for what? She has her parents that are providing everything for her. You might have a car and can pick her up after school, and that might help. But it's not the requirement for sex. Women, as you know, will just fuck complete losers who have no money. And you saw that, and it probably made you mad. Because you see this, and okay, so what does this guy have that I don't? Well, he's rude, he's an asshole, he has no future, but why do all these women want him? And because you never realized it has to do with physical looks, it has to do with that confident attitude. She doesn't want you to be a pussy. She wants you to tell her what it's going to be like and be the man. And you don't know that because no one's told you that. So I know I rambled on for like 10 minutes about this, but it's extremely important. For young men, you have to look good if you want to have sex with these attractive women. That's simply all it is. And you can go to the gym and really make a change in your life within 3 months. No one will even recognize you. You start eating correctly. That's a big thing as well, because you can't out-train a bad diet. And I've studied nutrition. So when I became about 26, I think I was fat until I was 26. And that was when I started studying nutrition and made a change. But even then, even at 26, I didn't realize all my failures with women were because I was fat. I didn't realize that. And you can say, oh, no, fat people have sex too. Fat people have sex all the time. Yeah, with other fat people who are ugly. So you have to understand that. Are you going to now group yourself in with those people, or are you going to make the change? That's the choice you have to make. Now, if you want to have sex with fat people, you can. I'm not saying you can't, but you have to realize, or you have to at least be aware that behind the scenes, your self-esteem may be reduced a little bit when you do this, because deep down inside, you know she's not attractive. Unless you have a fetish. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about normal, just monogamous sex for procreation, whatever. You're not going to consider her attractive. And as a result, your self-esteem now goes lower. You now know you can't do better. You're acting that you can't do better. So I really don't encourage you to go down that path. I would encourage you to become physically attractive. Really work out, become buff, and then you can have sex with that really hot girl that you've always wanted to. It's as simple as that, guys. But it also changes a little bit as you get older. So let's say you're now 25. Your looks aren't the only thing that matters anymore. It has to do a lot more with your resources, what you're able to provide for this woman. What job do you have? Your physical attractiveness still matters, but it's not the entry point to sex anymore. Women at this age will start to fuck less attractive men that they view are successful. The reasons why are simply because it's the best outcome for her kid. If she knows you'll take care of her, the kids can go to private school, you have the resources to do that, well, it starts becoming a better option for her, because she knows she only has 10 years left till she's 35, and no one's really going to want her then. So at this age, you start seeing women paying attention to you. But it's also important to have resources and physical attractiveness, because you don't want her to cheat on you with Chad. You know, if there's a better looking guy and she's horny, well, women cheat. Women cheat all the time, and it's important to know that. You can be the nicest provider. You do everything for her, cook, clean, the kids, whatever, give her all the money. You spend everything on her. And yeah, she'll fuck someone else. And you got to realize that and understand why. Because you got to keep up that attractiveness. You got to keep being that masculine man. You don't want her to... And that's the thing. She's going to shit test you. She's going to do all these tests to try to see, okay, well, should I cheat or not? And I'm going to get into that in another video. But the purpose of this video is for young men. When you're at that age, go to the gym. The reason women do not want you has nothing to do with your personality. It has nothing to. You can be the nicest, best guy, and you know you are too, and she still won't want you. But just because she doesn't want you doesn't mean there's something else wrong. You know, don't change who you are as a person. Change your physical appearance. And there's one other aspect of this I want to touch. Now, your personality can be wrong, but it's important to understand what I mean when I say that. So when I say your personality could be wrong, it's not in the sense that who you are as a person is wrong. It could be the behaviors that you're putting out there. So let's say you have anxiety. Let's say you don't know how to talk to people properly. Let's say you don't make eye contact that well. And even for me, that was an issue growing up as well. But you fix that by the time you're 18. But anyway, so you can have these traits that are off-putting to people. And you do need to fix those, yes. If you're a beta male pussy, you have to change that, because women will cheat on you as you get older. If you are a beta male, as you get older, you can still have sex. The gateway opens with the resources, as we explained, but she will cheat on you. She'll not be happy with you. She'll disrespect you in front of your kids. She'll leave you eventually, take half your stuff, take custody of the kids. And you're going into a marriage or a relationship knowing it's going to fail because you're a pussy. So it's really important to understand that. But that's more of another topic as well. The issue for this video is more for the young men, 17, 18, 19, when you're still a virgin and you can't lose it and you're considering getting a prostitute. What I want you to take away from this video is that the problem is you're simply not working out. Go to the gym, work out. You'll see results. That's all it is. And stick to it. It's hard, but as bad as you want to have sex and as bad as all the stupid stuff you probably tried to make that happen, going to the gym for an hour a day is nothing. And what you're going to actually find as well, when you go to the gym, those aspects of your personality, which I just talked about that you needed to change, it will change. When you go to the gym, everything changes. The way you feel changes. Your energy increases. Your testosterone increases. You're being active, which also defeats depression, anxiety. Exercise alone defeats that. But you need to become more masculine, more confident. And that happens at the gym. So that's why I was saying those aspects of the personality that we were talking about before, you don't necessarily have to change those or even work on them until you got your ass in the door to the gym. You have to be at the fucking gym working out every day before you even look at your personality to make changes in that regards, okay? So I really want that to be clear because so many young men fuck this up. They don't understand this and they become depressed, suicidal, ruin their lives, get pregnant, get a fat chick pregnant. And like I can just go on and on. If you go to the gym for 1 hour, 6 times out of the week, your whole life will change. And it's not even in terms of getting women, because as you're going to find out, this is a MGTOW channel. We want nothing to do with women, okay? It's not about getting women. It's about understanding the psychology of why you couldn't get women at that age. And the reason why, for me, myself, I still work out every day. It's not because I just want to fuck random women. You get bored of that. You develop better hobbies and you improve your life. But the reason why I still work out is because I want to be able to perform at my best level every day. I want to know that I can work and have energy and I'm not going to be tired. And me, I actually live in the jungle. I got land out in the middle of the jungle. I'm chopping trees down. I'm building stuff out here. It's really active life. So for me, I want to train my body to be able to output as most as I possibly can in terms of physical, but also mentally. I'm a software developer, so sometimes I'll be working on these projects late at night and a lot of people get drained. Not everyone wants to work their ass off to be successful, and it's hard to be in the top 10% of men. You gotta push really hard to do that. And you can't just take caffeine and snort coke all the time. You have to be able to sustain this energy. And the way to sustain this output with consistency comes from exercise. Exercise and nutrition allows you to sustain success. Now, I'm self-employed, but let's say you're going to look for a job. Let's say you're 19 now looking for a job, and you walk in this interview room, and you're fat as fuck. You have sweat on you from just getting up those stairs. Your clothes don't fit properly. There's sweat around your neck. But you ace this interview. You're good. But then someone else comes in, and this guy's athletic. He works out. He is not sweating. He's breathing comfortably. And he also has the same knowledge as you do. You're both, let's say, C# program developers. Similar experience. You both could do the job, yes. But who is the boss going to choose? Now, me as a business owner, if I had to make that choice, considering the cost-benefit analysis of a fat person versus an athletic person, well, the athletic person's the better choice, simply for the fact that the fat person is going to cost in medical expenses. They may miss time off work. They may simply be lazy. Now, not everyone is fat because they're lazy, but that is the assumption people make. For me, as an example, I was fat because no one ever taught me proper nutrition. I went to a Canadian school. We never learned about any proper nutrition, your macronutrients, how much protein you needed. We don't. And then being raised by a single mother who doesn't know how to cook, like she doesn't even know how to cook. So you're microwaving pizzas, hot pockets, chocolate bars as a kid because you don't know any better. This is still that age where you don't know any better. So when you're fat as a 16-year-old kid, it's not your fault, okay? I want to really make that clear. It is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to change. You have the ability to change. And I'm going to make nutrition videos. I'm going to make workout plans because I really do want this to be something that all men can easily internalize. This shouldn't be complicated stuff, but it is. So I think that's all I really want to say today. Thank you guys for listening. This is Jungle MGTOW. I'm out.